Okay, we are going to talk in English. Everybody's going to speak English because it's going to be quicker. We only have 50 minutes, and this is a very serious issues we have to deal with in talking about different aspects. So we are going to share this subject. We divided it into 5 separate articles, and we are going to discuss about them, starting from our president, the president of the Italian Illustrators Association, Flavio Rosati.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh.
Good morning.
Then we have Anna Karina Birkenstock from the German Illustrators Association IO, which is also a board member of the European Illustrators Forum. Then we have Lorenzo Ceccotti, illustrator and the promoter of the MEFU manifesto against AI and illustration. And then we have Nurgul Senefe from the Illustrators platform from Turkey. She's also an EIF European Illustrators Forum board member. And I'm Paolo Rui. I'm an illustrator. I deal with professional issues for the Italian Illustrators Association, and I'm EIF board member myself. So I let Flavio Rosati begin with an introduction to this topic.
During this year and the next, we will see a massive diffusion of AI in all aspects of our lives. AI, artificial intelligence, is a software program that algorithmically simulates human reasoning and inference using statistical and mathematical methods. How can be possible? Machine learning is the answer. Machine learning is a process in which the behavior of the software program comes from copying a lot of information called training data. It's a technique for developing a software program through a massive data input. Machine learning programs can find patterns or make a calculation based on datasets or training data. Here, we're going to talk about AI image generators. AI image generators are collage tools, and these collage tools are violating the rights of millions of artists all over the world. Using machine learning technique, they copy training data to produce new images which contain compressed copy of copyrighted works they were training on. A training image is an image that is included in training data for a machine learning process. And training images are often assembled from web scraping. When I talk about web scraping concerns to extracting data from websites by using automated tools. A huge number of images from websites, especially copyrighted data. These scraped copyrighted images are used as inputs for machine learning process. Stable Diffusion, Midjourney, Dream Studio, and DreamUp are the most famous AI image generators. They generate images in response of text prompts. And a text prompt is a textual description. A user can input the text prompts, for example, a warrior woman in anime style walk in a forest in midnight with a panda as friend. All image generators, through a random process, will generate a variety of images that fit to that text. The source of these AI image generators, training data, has a name, LAION. LAION, acronym for Large Scale Artificial Intelligence Open Network, is a not-profit organization based in Hamburg, Germany. LAION's goal is to make large-scale machine learning models, datasets, and related code available to the general public. LAION image dataset has been used to train Stable Diffusion, Midjourney, Dream Studio, and DreamUp. A dataset of 5 billion training images scraped from our websites. Most of these images in the dataset were scraped from only 100 web domains, and the sources of some of the copies are stock image sites like Get Images, Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, as well as shopping sites like Shopify, Pinterest, and Squarespace, and websites with user-generated content like ArtStation, Flickr, Tumblr, and DeviantArt. This been happened without the approval of the authors of these images. Sorry. No authors has been paid to train this software, and clearly it's been an unlawful appropriation.
Yeah, okay. So, artificial intelligence has been like lightning coming into I don't know, a small room where illustrators have been acting, and all of a sudden they found a new competitor. But we have to understand the situation of illustration before starting to understand the reason why there are campaigns, there are people talking so much about this issue. So the situation for illustration is this. Never in history we have seen a production and consumption of illustrations as much as we have it today. To train illustrators, it takes many, many years. In order to be able to create new images and to transform clients' ideas into products that can transfer ideas, concepts, and give meaning to products, to books, to all things which have to be visually disseminated. It takes many, many years of application. Not everybody coming out of school can become a good illustrator. Not all of them can start a career in illustration. Therefore, it's very tough to get into this business. And all of a sudden, we have a new system which is taking away work from people who have studied and made a living after studying and practicing and working on a process of trial and error, which takes years in order to develop a personal style, to find a place in the market. So we have to understand that the situation is like this. Clients and publishing companies, of course, they want to make a profit. Therefore, they try and find the best way to transform what they produce into profit for their stockholders. In this past few years, since 2008, when there was the global financial crisis, we have seen that clients and publishing companies have tried to find all means to reduce fees and cut expenses. Fees that were reduced during the 2008 to 2009 financial crisis, in many cases, have not risen up to the previous standard. And this is an issue which has affected the livelihood of many, many illustrators who have started to, in order to make a living, to create a second activity for themselves, working in the area of design and teaching, or finding out other possibilities to get remuneration in order to make a living with their families. So everything, we are living in a situation where the perceived value of things has decreased in the past few years because everything is available. Everything is instantly available 24 hours a day. And people, the general public, have no real grasp on the importance of copyright. Then we have seen the development in the last 20 years of the image banks, which have standardized the fees, lowering the value of illustration. So illustrators, as we are single, we are individuals who are working case by case with their own clients, they have always to struggle in order to find a balance between what's requested of them and what they have to give to their clients and publishers. So this is a real struggle. And there are associations all around the world who are trying to train illustrators in order to make them understand the value of their work, in order to facilitate the negotiation with the clients and publishing companies in particular. This is very tough because as an individual in front of an institution or an organization which is a brand name, which is so long established, they feel like they are not adequate enough, and they very often accept working conditions which are below standard. Therefore, it's always a struggle. Negotiation is most of the time is a big struggle for illustrators. But now we are in a situation where all this gets overcome by some publishers who are already starting to use these systems without really understanding what's behind them, what the meaning is for all the market. Illustrators make research and development. Research and development is something which allows a company to improve and progress and find a new place in the market. Without research and development made by single illustrators, the visual level of the visual narrative of publishing companies would decrease and would bring to stagnation, because they would keep repeating on and on the same things. So especially young illustrators, they make innovation, but this innovation is never rewarded with adequate fees and balanced contracts. So this is a situation. Situation where this lightning has struck, and that's why all illustrators associations are reacting, and they want to create awareness about this issue. So now I let.
Hello, everyone. First of all, we are extremely pleased that you are here. So, and I wonder, what brings you here? The fear, anger, enthusiasm, rejection, or acceptance? Maybe seeing no feature, or seeing the opportunity. We gathered here to create awareness with each other on the inevitable fact. One moment. Yeah, better. We gathered here to create awareness with each other on the inevitable fact of AI and ML, which is machine learning, in our professional lives. We cannot promise and make any promises to you today. No one can. But we can share what we know, what we foresee, what we can predict, the upcoming future, the ups and downs, opportunities, the threats for creators and the creative workers in the creative industries. As mentioned at the beginning, I'm Nurgul Senefe, coming from Istanbul. I was hoping to prepare a good presentation, but due to earthquake, our priorities have changed. So I made a speech and written here, so mostly I'll be going through. I'm the founder and the president of Illustrators Platform, and we are based in Turkey, board member of EIF. People call me the architect of the future, and I define myself as social entrepreneur, activist on all fields of illustration and with specialty on picture books. Since our society Illustrator Platform is a newbie, it's only 3 years old in this arena, I would like to give a bit information about us. We are based in Istanbul, white label community with over 400 members. We protect and represent our members' common interest of the legal and professional rights. We support our members on licensing deals with commissioners, publishers, advertising agencies, and so forth. We have 23 university campus ambassadors, locally have direct access, 10,000 people in the creative industry, and official member of EIF. Eventually, we are in networking with 14 countries, 17 national illustrators associations, and over 12,000 illustrators. Today, I will share my thoughts on artificial intelligence art and its impact to creators, and especially illustrators. I'm a kind of person who wants to believe in that. Any development in technology and inventions are created in good faith for the purpose of serving people and nature. I also empathize that in the process, there are unpredictable points that can cause trouble until all things get settled down. Current situation with AI and ML, machine learning, unfortunately in the process, the rights of the creative people have not been taken into consideration. It harms creative society in general. It is creating injustice, infringement, violation of the rights of publicity and unlawful competition. AI would have harsh consequences on both creators, economics and moral rights, including the rights to attribution, and on their ability to exercise them. Training of artificial intelligence system, meaning AI art, generators must be in a manner that respects personal and intellectual property rights and must compensating artists or asking for consent. We urge all EU policymakers to place both the notion of transparency and of consent of illustrators, authors, performance, meaning all creators and creative workers, to use their work at the heart of all their initiatives related to the use of AI. We are not here against the technology or AI. We have to underline that. We have no purpose of creating boundaries for development of technology. We just want to underline that we all need to be aware, be wake up, and be prepared on what is coming up. So many questions has been raised since last year. Most of you have been probably following tweets, medias, articles. The creators' world is looking for answers. Things are getting weird, actually. Is AI the death of art, or is art actually evolving? Is AI the dead end for the human artistry? Ask those questions to yourselves, please. And on the contrary, this could be just another Renaissance period. Technical revolutions which will offer incredible opportunities for illustrators? Yeah, let's think about that too. How will the creative industry world function? Does this new technology break or violate the creator's IP rights and copyright law? Yeah. What are the precautions should be taken as an illustrator? The precautions should be taken in terms of copyright law regulations too. My colleague Anna will get into that more in detail in a little bit. So let's talk about how do we do as creators about this situation? What is your personal perception on AI? Tonight, please talk to yourself. Write down, take a piece of note, be honest to yourself. What is your personal perception on AI? How do you feel when people say, seems like anyone can create art now? AI tools like Midjourney, DALL-E even write and illustrate a book with including ChatGPT. Do they really now? Anyone can. How competent those people are in that profession? As a hobby, yeah. Just like my colleague mentioned, for illustrator, it takes tremendous investment, economically, educationally, experimental, to create that art. So we set up a survey in our community to have better understanding on the perception of the illustrators. The respondents, with 20%, stating that they are scared and feeling threat against their profession. 25% stating that they are excited about AI and its potential opportunities in the near future. 44% stating that AI makes them nervous, and 12% they have no idea. We are now in a position that we can have no idea. Today's event, actually, one of the purposes is that, to be aware. Let's take a deeper look. What are the basic threats could be for an illustrator? Would it devalue the work of professional artists? With AI, art is going to be more accessible to anyone at anywhere, so the creation of art is now much easier, much faster and cheaper. Eventually, that would create a huge growth of the supply. Does it mean the desired appreciation of art will change? Will demand on commissioning change? It's already hard for an artist to make living, and if AI art becomes widespread, that would create negative impact on artists' economy, and living would only become harder. What about some fields of illustration? Would AI totally replace some of those areas of illustrations? Shall some professional illustrators should shift their talent to other fields of illustration? Or do they have to start learning to use AI art tools? How the artists be cautious here? In terms of protecting their IP rights and copyright, it was already a difficult task for an artist to protect their copyright. Having professional environment while commissioning their art, it was a big struggle, and it still is, meaning including but not limited to such commissioners like publishers, advertising agencies, magazines, producers, video game studios, you name it. The creative industry already is not in favor of illustrators. There are some territories in the world, the conditions are already worse, even without AR art stepping into their lives. Will AI dominate the illustration world? The same question raises not only for illustrators, actually, we have to be aware, everybody has to be aware actually. Our main focus is today the illustrators, but publishers, authors, animation artists, producers, photographers, musicians, voice artists, etc. They all have to be aware that AI might have a potential of dominating their world. Illustration will be produced cheaply, quickly, with less human power than traditional hand-drawn or computer-generated art images. The price differences will grow larger. And for the time being, for AI, there is no licensing fee. For the time being. We are going to change that. AI, ML apps and tools violating moral rights, IP rights, copyright law, yes, for the time being it is. And also creating injustice, infringement, violation of the rights of publicity and unlawful competition. AI would have harsh consequences on both our economic and moral rights, including the rights to attribution and our ability to exercise them. Copyright is a very valuable commodity. It gives an economic right to the artist to make commercial gain from the exploitation of their artwork, which is generally done by licensing. An AI platform allows a user to include within the text prompt the phrase in style of XX name artist, means that images may be generated that have mimicked that artist's style. This is your unique voice, your style, that is being copied. And keep in mind that your unique style attracts your commissioners. Individuals, those are not creative workers with necessary experience or professional background, have been using AI. This will have a negative impact to the creator workers' profession. The investment that illustrators do into their profession and the career is huge, both creatively and economically. AI-generated contents are also have the ability to fool so many non-artists, even artists who aren't paying very close attention, reviewing portfolios to hire artists, any portfolio-based review team, and even professors grading assignments. As last, I found AI-generated content non-diversity, which publishing industry has been giving a big fight for the recent years to create content and publications in diversity. And here we are with AI. I believe it's total non-diversity and quite prejudiced. I have very limited time, so I will not be able to get into that topic, but please think about it. There are the highlights of the potential threats, and I wanted to get them into your attention. And I don't want to talk only about the threats. I want to give a piece of advice for those illustrators who has feeling fear and anger. I'll go a little fast here because I am almost done with my time. What we want to say here, there is no need to fear, but we must be aware. Aware to protect creator rights and, of course, be prepared. The creative abilities are expanding into greater capacities of creativeness. The technology will enable us to do more things, get more done. Clearly, clarity feels better than fear. So clarify which way you want to go. The whole idea of life, the duality, isn't it? Ups and downs, east and fast, good and bad. It helps us to focus. In other words, if I don't know what I don't want, how can I know what I want? I'm gathering up. So remind yourself, you are the creator. You have all the source you need within you. You are the protagonist, meaning major and leading character in your own life. You are making the choices. To be sure-footed, you can and know what to do. Constantly cultivate yourself. Keep up with the technology. It is, okay, I'm out of time. I have a lot more to say. I'm closing. It is not possible for a software robot to feel the way it perceives like a human. It cannot be taught. If it could have been taught, we human could have also managed our own minds. AI generates with only 2 senses, no inspiration, no imagination, no perception, no cognitive perception, no depth, no capacity of perception, no senses. Remind yourself that AI is not a creator. You are. So first thing is first, find your community in your country. Become an active member. Support them. Your community will be guiding you. See, we have the capacity to unite, whole world, protect our rights. We need to be focused how to advocate our rights, how to get prepared. Every industry is changing. As EIF, we support MEFU. He'll be talking shortly, founding member of the European Guild of AI Regulations. We are in contact and collaborating with Concept Art Association in United States. They have been instigator of much of the debates in the States. Eventually, it is an inevitable necessity to be prepared and to be cautious in the face of new technology tools that will bring opportunities as well as threats to creators' job. Thank you. And sorry for missing my time.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, here it is. Thank you, Nurgul. Okay, let me shed a quick light on the legal situation of artificial intelligence for now. I'm not a lawyer, so please excuse if it's not everything so accurate. So first question, who here is illustrator or artist or photographer? Just quick hands up. So we have a lot of them here today, and so that might be interesting for you. I hope you can see the screen. So you are all these happy little artists on the left side. And how many of you have actually put their work on the internet? I guess all of you. So you're putting your work up, and of course you still have your copyright when you put them up on the internet. And Leon AI had used it to produce, to train the artificial intelligence. So how can this be legal? It is actually because Leon AI is claiming to be a non-profit organization. And in Germany, you can use even copyright-protected images for research and scientific purposes. So that's what they were doing. They were researching what can machine learning do. And so they could use your images perfectly legal. So this is a green spot in the left. And then it goes to the gray area, where we really cannot say, is this still legal, because there are no laws. They gave this trained AI to Stable Diffusion, to OpenAI. And now you can use, like, for example, a Stable Diffusion to create your own images. So are we still in the research area? We don't know. So now you can type in something and create yourself an image. And Stable Diffusion, OpenAI, is stating, if you create an image, this image is open to all under the Creative Commons license universal. What does it mean? It means that you can use this image for anything. So you can also use this image in a magazine. You can use this image for a book cover you want to publish yourself, whatever. That means, as you see this little person typing in and getting wonderful Apple images, can make money with this picture. And you see up there, right, these artists are not happy anymore because you gave your data to train the artificial intelligence, and you don't get any money from that money the guy with a laptop makes, in short. So the trouble is that in this gray area there's no really a law for this. So we need to make laws. As you all know, the hype about Stable Diffusion and Midjourney started like a year ago, where it really got wonderful images. So, you know, law in all countries is not that fast. So the problem is, who has the right on an artificial image? In Germany, it's quite clear that the ownership right and the copyright cannot be given to a machine. The ownership right of an artwork has to be a human being. That's the law situation in Germany. So an artificial intelligent image cannot have, the software cannot have the owning rights. So who owns this apple? The artists who trained the software, maybe? The software company who trained the artificial intelligence? Or the user who said, well, I have an idea, and because of this unique idea, I typed in something, give me a red apple, and is he the owner of the image? This is not quite clear and not legally stated yet. There's also another problem. The software company claimed, well, the artificial image is always a new one, because it's combined of all the trained images. There will never come out an image which is exactly the same as the one we trained the artificial intelligence with it. And a few months ago, something like this happened. The artificial intelligence gave out an image which looked nearly exactly the same as the one it was trained with. So you could be, by accident, getting an image by Stable Diffusion which looks like an image an artist has the copyrights on. So you see there's a problem. How should anyone know if the one picture you get has always already a copyright on it? Very tricky questions. So what shall we do now? As Nurgul stated, What we need to do now is find laws, creating laws. So please, if you haven't yet, join your local illustrators organization and look on the EAF website, which we show in the end. We will have an artificial intelligence symposium in May, which will be online. We will state that on our website, and we'll try to have a common resolution, and we will work for you on these laws so that we have laws that are in favor of the artists and not in favor of the industries. Thank you.
I'm Lorenzo Ceccotti. I'm an illustrator, designer, and I'm an activist for the European Guild of AI Regulation. We are a group of artists, companies, festivals, publishers, artists of every kind that are that united to face these problems that we already heard about, so I won't go again into that. Basically, what we are asking for is that these companies that are exploiting our data, be it copyrighted or covered by privacy, because the problem is not only with copyright actually, must be obtained with a clear consent from the respective owners and rightful owners, okay? So basically what we want to do is to go to two different routes. The first route is to build communities in each country of the European Union to reach their individual government and do lobbying each country by each country. So we already started in France, Germany, Italy. We have some people working hard also in the UK, which is not Europe, but basically we are working together. Anyway, Romania and you name it, Netherlands. So we plenty of countries working together, and as an association, we then want to bring our requests to the European Union. The EU right now is trying to put together, and they're postponing it every time because it's I don't want to be in their position right now, because they're trying to write down a regulatory act, which is his name is the AI Act, that tries to set regulations for how AI must be used, okay, in a rightfully way. And they basically started ranking applications, AI applications by risk. So they are most focused on the high risk ones, like military application, basically, security related ones. And they are totally missing the creative and media application, which in our opinion is a big security issue as well, because we know that like a fake image, what can lead, okay, to the general opinion, like deep fakes or whatever. So it's totally a security issue other than an artistic one. And we already had, even if we are pretty young, because we started together September this year. The website is egair, it's EGAER .eu, exactly, like it's written on the slide. And this association in just like a few months already had the chance to make some technical table with governments, and we had the chance to work with the rapporteur for the AI Act in the EU. So we had a first contact, and we are working hard to push our requests, our proposal, as quick as possible, because it's a time-critical issue, okay? Of course, everything can be changed, even if they sign a final proposal, but it will take more time. So we need to act now that it's being defined. Like there's, we are in the priming, okay, phase for regulation, so we should act now. Our proposal is very simple, and is starting from the concept that AI trained machine learning technology relies on training data. Okay, so basically the unique selling proposition of these companies, be it being very versatile and knowing everything, every subject, every style, stands. The bedrock of this technology is data. Okay, so what we are wanting to achieve is a scenario where people can decide not to give their data, give it for free, because maybe you are for no, give it for free, or give it for a license of use that can be time-based or country-based or application-based, like you just give it for a specific kind of application, like making a book, okay? So, and be paid for it. So basically trying to set up a proper industry that can work in a collaborative manner with no exploit, no scraping, no tacit consent. As for now, AI companies are trying to sell the idea that you can opt out for their systems, while we'll think that there should be a opt-out by default for everybody, and then a voluntary opt-in if you want to participate to this kind of productions. So basically, as an association, we are asking that every single data that is contained in the data sets must be given by explicit consent by human people. Okay, so that said, I think that we need your help basically as an association, because we are just activists, associations and syndicates, but we are all working for non-profit. So what we need from you is to, if you are an association, a company, an artist, and you want to sign our manifesto, which is online at that website, please do it, because it's very important. Keep in touch with us. We have a form online that you can use to contact us to set up a collaboration, and we need your help also from a monetary standpoint. We need some financial help, because we are not working with our work alone. We need international rights, copyright experts, and law firms that are working with us. Their name is Vera Studio. They're from Rome. They're super good at this. They already won some very hard battles with streaming platforms, so they're very cool people, very good at what they do, but they need some money to run the studio. So, and we are totally taking their time 100%. So there is a GoFundMe campaign that you can reach on our website to fund our operation. Okay, so please, we need your help, but with your help we can totally achieve great results in very few time. We're already being received by several government key persons, and they all agree that there is a problem, that they totally recognize that we are on the right path. And so it's kind of, I didn't think so from the beginning, like I was very pessimistic, but I have to say that after our first meeting, we have a chance to change this stuff. So please sign our manifesto.
So in order to wrap it up, we just want to remind you that in each European country there is an Illustrators Association, which is a non-profit organization which is taking care of your rights, even though you're not members. So please subscribe, join your local association, because we are working for you. Anyway, we are working for you. We are all volunteers here. Everybody, each and every one of us is doing another job. We are illustrators, artists. We are comics artists. We are spending some of our time in order to spread awareness about these issues. It's very important for you to join us, because the more we are, the easier it is.
Yeah, I just wanted to just add a little detail. Just a second. Of course, there is a huge battle in the US right now, but the US is a totally different legislation platform. So please, give them your support. It's very important. But if you are in the EU, please support us as well, because Europe has a different structure from the US and needs a specific take on it. Okay, so we're all together for that.